The universe did not welcome humanity with open arms. It watched, judged, measured, and when it was certain we were unfit, it sent us to die. The trial world was named Virex 9. A place so hostile, no species had survived more than a day. Winds, 240 kilometers per hour. Pressure, crushing, like standing inside a collapsing mountain. And the cold? The cold could split titanium like glass. But humans did not flinch. Inside the UNSS Garuda, 50 representatives of Earth stood silent. Soldiers, scientists, a poet. Their mission was simple: survive 10 days, or die as unworthy. The council had chosen this place to be our grave. They called it a trial, but we knew better. They said the test was survival, but no one ever asked, what if the test was something else entirely? The hatch opened. The cold didn't hit us. It devoured us. 2 engineers collapsed within minutes. A medic cried. Her tears froze before they hit the floor. Commander Elena Vo raised her visor as frost clawed at her cheek. No suits. No heaters. Just what we build. From nothing. Madness. Maybe, but no one turned back. We scattered. Marked the ice. Measured the wind. And when the sun fell, we built, not shelters, shelter, a network, igloos fused together, trapping heat like blood in a vein. Inside the dome, we didn't speak much. Foil blankets. Chapped lips. The sound of teeth clacking in rhythm. But we were alive. Dr. Kai Nakamura, cryobiologist, whispered. Do you realize what this is? No one ever made it past day 1. Vo replied, without looking up, we're not rewriting the test. We're showing them what they never saw. He blinked. What's that? That survival isn't about enduring pain. It's about cooperation. We're the first species to try it together. On day 2, we found the remains. A giant creature, 4 meters tall, frozen in motion. Muscles locked. Mid-roar. Symbols etched into its shattered armor. The last words of a fallen race. Kai read them aloud. The herald of fire. It tried to burn the cold away. Vo stood silently. Then said, that was their mistake. They fought the planet. We learned to work with it. Far above, in orbit. A dozen alien species watched from the shadows. One leaned forward. They should be dead. Another voice, older, wetter, whispered, no, they are becoming something else. It wasn't the cold they feared, it was the humans learning. Not to conquer, but to adapt. By day 5, the machine was alive. Geothermal heat pulsed from below. Moss grew in the cracks. Children smiled. For the first time in days. And across the surface, the ice cracked. Not in destruction, but in awakening. Every species before had tried to win, but the humans didn't try to win. They tried to belong. And that changed everything. Cold tests the skin, but survival tests the soul. On Virex 9, humanity had passed the first test, but the second had already begun. The machine worked. Beneath the surface, the vents hummed. Crystals melted. Lichen began to grow. For the first time in galactic history, life was blooming on a trial planet. But something deeper changed. Humans stopped counting hours. They began painting the shelter walls. With stories. With stars. With the names of their dead. This wasn't survival anymore. It was culture. Being born in exile. High above. Panic spread across the council chamber. This is contamination. They were meant to endure. Not evolve. The Zelari elder leaned forward. Speaking with caution. No species ever changed the trial world. They simply endured. Then perished. But the humans are remaking it. A vote was called. The result? Intervene. But not all agreed. A splinter faction broke protocol. And they sent someone. Day 7. A storm howled above the ice. A sleek craft descended through snow and lightning. The visitor wore no insignia, just black thermal armor. And red glowing eyes behind a visor. Vo called the team to arms. That's not a diplomat. That's a test we didn't ask for. The visitor walked through the camp. Said nothing. Took nothing. Then, on day 8, a human vanished. Sophia, a medic, gone in the night. They found her, half buried in snow, eyes frozen open, throat sealed shut. Near her head, an ancient alien blade. Vo stared at the stars above. They're not observing anymore. They're sending messages. And so, she sent one back. Inside a dome lit with melted snowlight. Vo stood face to face with the visitor. You killed her. Silence. Why? The visitor's voice came slowly. Sharp, but old. This planet is judgment. Not for survival, but for betrayal. Every species before you turned on itself. Vo stepped closer. But we haven't. Not yet. That night, Vo gathered the camp. Her voice echoed across ice domes and wind walls. They didn't build this world to test strength. They built it to test unity. Others failed because they panicked. We will not. For the first time, she revealed the truth. The trial was meant to make us betray each other. But we refused. Above the planet, the Council fleet charged their weapons. A planetary reset, fire from orbit. One final solution. A transmission crackled through human interceptors. Burn the surface. Leave no survivors. Vo didn't blink. On day 9. We didn't panic. We didn't run. We built antennas. Towers. Signal boosters. A network of defiance. And then? A child stepped to the mic. We are not your enemy. We are your mirror. And we refuse extinction. Ending Vo, slow build, cinematic tone. The trial was designed to expose weakness. But instead, it uncovered something else. Unity. Compassion. Fire. In the frost. And the galaxy wasn't ready for it. 10 days. That's all they were given, not to survive, but to reveal their nature. What they revealed was something no one expected. The storm had returned. Winds screamed across the ice. Inside the shelters, humans huddled together, not in fear, but in unity. A single fire burned. Small. Fragile. But alive. A wall of names stood behind them. Etched into the ice. Sophia. Malik. Jonah. Others. The fallen were not forgotten. We honor them. Not as dead, but as reasons to go on. They knew something was coming. Not just the cold, but judgment from above. The alien visitor appeared, no helmet, no armor. His eyes tired. The council has voted. You are to be erased. Vo did not move. Will you be the one to pull the trigger? No, because we never passed the trial either. We killed our own to survive it. We endured, but we did not evolve. His voice cracked. Almost human. But you mourn your dead. You create. You refuse to fracture. I will stand between you and the fire. If they fire on you, they must fire on me first. A child stepped to the mic. No fear in her eyes. Only clarity. We don't want your war. We don't want your throne. We just want to go home. But if this is home now, we will make it beautiful. No weapons. No threats. Just truth. The dreadnought's weapons charged. Countdown began. 10. 9. 8. Then an elder Zelari reached out and slammed the control shut. They rewrote the trial. They rewrote us. The silence that followed changed everything. As the storm cleared, the sky turned gold. The ice began to melt. Alien seeds, buried for centuries, stirred. Lichen bloomed across rock. The planet breathed. Virex 9 had never been dead. It had simply been waiting. Waiting for someone not to conquer it, but to understand it. The council voted again. This time, not in fear. You are not only worthy, you are necessary. And then came a request. Teach us. Show us how to endure without losing our soul. Years later, children played in the warmth of a thriving world. Where ice once ruled, now stood color and sound. A monument rose in the center of the camp, carved in stone. The trial of fire became the fire of hope. We were told we would die here, but the planet was never the enemy. It was waiting, waiting for someone who would not break, for someone who would not bend the world to their will, but bend with it, and maybe that's what being human means.